Dun, 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 dun. Wow. InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you once again, my energetic beings. What's in the storm clouds for today? So oftentimes the storm is the emotions that we actually leave in the rain clouds. So responding in kindness today, it's time to shift really how we treat ourselves in ways that may or make us feel good on the inside to the outer side, just radiating our light, right? So it's like, what blows your skirt up? That's the juicy feeling. So I'm feeling into the rising of the origin. It's going to be this 5-day immersion that's complimentary. I'll, of course, keep you posted on that. I'm sure you'll see images soon on social media, all the little channels about kind of energetic hiccups. What are they? Just diving into them in this immersion and opening our core processor. It really is time to play. And again, it's a free 5-day immersion. But with all of that, welcome to today's daily snippet. I'm super excited to share some insight today. But I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shamedium, a subtle energy surgeon, merging these indigenous technologies, the spirit of the wisdom of the Dagar tribe, with the subtle energies, elements, elemental beings. Basically, it's the elemental realm into the imaginal realm with offerings, rituals, and prescriptions. Just the juice in your personal container to kind of, I guess, to shatter the reality. But my intention truly is to merge the wisdom of these indigenous technologies with the subtle realms, the etheric highway, to really assist you into navigating your inner genius, your prime directive, reintroducing you to the magical being that resides within you, which I believe we all have magic. But my name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. And also, if you haven't already, please be kind and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tanya D, and go ahead and hit the bell button so you're notified. And also, if you don't mind liking or sharing the videos, so the YouTube algorithm will echo me out to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe, along with other social channels like Instagram, TikTok, and of course my Musing with Tanya D podcast. That just got out the gate, a new one yesterday. But the frequency of yesterday was merging with our physical bodies with our subtle bodies, or the spiritual plane. You know, do you or did you have any insights? Maybe journal. So when we create or make an offering or a good decision, you know, we just feel good. As a leader, as a teacher, as a mentor, or whatever it is. It's like leading with heart first and being able to step into our own inner authority and being able to commit to something that our heart truly wants and acting on that commitment, that decision. So if you decide to shift a habit, then you really commit to the shift. So if we are going to be more conscious of what we put into our body, then we kind of commit to that awareness, for example. So it's like our wealth is really in our health, or at least I feel it is. And also at the same time, just allowing the patterns or the behaviors that we have within ourselves, the ones that aren't in our best interest, that aren't serving us in a positive way, could be people, situations, things, the environment, etc. So it really is time to stop the behavior that created the condition without being self-critical. It's okay. You know, the end of one behavior is the beginning actually of a new one. So it's perfect to muse about that, what that is today, and really start it tomorrow. So I'm still cleansing closets, recalibrating, reorganizing, removing, etc. For example, you know, spending some time evaluating your world perspective, those associations, and just determine what connections aren't really serving your heart, your authenticity. And then also decide which ones have that heart feeling, that heartfelt feeling connection to you. Using our feelings to know for certain, you know, what does that feel like? Sometimes it's the unfamiliar, makes us kind of freak out into the familiar, but you might even be creating energetic boundaries with yourself to authentically like trust yourself, trust your decisions. Sometimes we have to draw the line somewhere to what does and does not serve us in a positive light. So the first step to shifting our relationship to ourselves is the commitment that we have to our own authenticity, our beingness. And I always think of Robert Downey Jr. When I think about an Aries in general, but until he authentically committed and decided from his heart that he was no longer going to go down the rabbit hole, that was when he cleaned up. He decided how to treat himself better, and he committed to that shift. So if you have you seen the movie Less Than Zero? He, I sensed, lived that life in a way, that character. So check it out if you haven't. But like I said, once he committed to the process, that's when he decided to change his habits, his life habits. But with the energy of today, and also Tina, if you're tuning in, I have a card for you. I'm utilizing my seers. Our third eye is online along with our root center. So it's like our intuition and our wisdom. So the light of the seers, we want to ground into the earth plane. So with the seers, let me change my snippets here. Doot, doot. There we go. Our beginning message is from the Six of Pentacles. The Pentacles, earthy it is. So the six to me, anyways, is us receiving the bounty. It's otherworldly. So this is like the universe is opening up our soul bank account. And can you see the infinity symbol or the figure 8? The winds, the sparkling stars there. Super juicy card. So really be open to give to others and also to receive from others. Those are the states that we often must all cultivate, right? So the message here is asking us to experience these concepts or these ideas consciously. So how does helping others make you feel? You know, generally it feels great, right? Abundant, maybe, heart-centered, gifting our time, money, energy. You know, that's an exchange of energy, money really, to someone else really opens us up, opens up those floodgates of different resources that come our way that are kind of unfamiliar. So just being generous with everything, even things we've learned, and remain conscious to the flow, the streams, the abundance from the universe, and kind of consider these sacred dualities, if you will, like the learning to the teaching, the receiving to the giving, the accepting and to the offering, or the offering and the accepting. It works both ways, right? So open our heart to the sacred balance of this energy and fill in any gaps that you have around scarcity and abundance. So then it starts to permeate within our life with compassion and also generosity, just ushering in new states of prosperity, what that feels like. So it's like donating our energetic resources to assist others. It's going to be life-changing for those in need, right? And choosing a cause that really moves our soul and watching our feelings of prosperity shift. But being that it's otherworldly, this is like the flow of abundance is a one-way stream, either over giving or over receiving, or not being able to receive from the universe, or hoarding and holding on to what we have instead of sharing our light, choosing not to help, being uncharitable, maybe even selfishness, but possibly having an ulterior motive or the inability to accept that help, that gratitude. So really just showing gratitude for our life through generosity and compassion, opening the door to heaven, the gates of the other world, and blessing us with something truly otherworldly. But I find most of us need to cultivate the sensing of receiving. You know, it really is easy to give as long as it's without attachment. But to receive, it's like, what do we want in return? You know, I could be wrong. But however, I find people generally have a harder time on the receiving end than the giving end, right? And dun, 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 dun. Super juicy here. What do we have? We have the Magician. So look at this little splendor. Loving this for sure. I'm not going to lie. So the Magician is card 1. The infinity symbol on the hood or the hat there, it's infinite. It's finite, right? So 1 is the sun. And being that we are in the season of Aries, 1 is the sun, the self. And we also had a 1 card yesterday as well, the ancient ones, the watchers. They remind me of the singers as well. But the Magician, I believe we all have magic. We're all a magical being. We all have one that resides within us. But the Magician brings forth this powerful message of creation, potential. You are magic, 100% true. So you have everything you need to succeed. We all do. Badass manifesting energy from the cosmos, you know, all the skills that we require, they're at our fingertips. So this is like beautiful creator, go create and activate the magic in your veins by focusing your energy, your willpower, your desire, and your actions. So when we consciously step into our own personal power, we decide to shape the material world in this way. So every breath in and every breath out is an opportunity to carve new meanings, literally sigils, if you will, new perspectives into reality. So if you are unsure of your ability to create the life you desire, trust in that untapped potential that really resides within you. Feeling less than inspired at this time kind of reminds us that it's time to find our muse, find our spark, find our way. So with everything we need sitting in front of us, it's like this giant galactic universal cauldron. So what is it that you desire to bring to life, to fruition? And what can you do today that will bring it one step closer to that reality? So this is utilizing our natural talents, our powers of manifestation, just being resourceful, being creative, knowing our skills and our talents. In doing so, we can manifest the life that we desire through energy and action. Just saying, right? Super juicy there. And then we have the Three of Wands, the fire baby. I love it. I even think she's got some tribal tattoos on her calves. I don't know if you can see them. They're in the image there, but that's super awesome. She's holding that galactic surfboard as well. Maybe she's surfing the galactic waves, right? Staring out into the sea or the ocean she is. So this is like a message that we've been doing the work, little light seer, planning and seeing and learning, planting our seeds maybe, watching for the signs that our dream is literally on its way, because it's everywhere once we go into the realm of the unfamiliar, right? Taking pride in the progress that we've made for our past efforts. Maybe we've created the momentum that we needed to get the ball literally rolling. So today we are moving through the energy that we created in the past, and being here, we're ready and we're waiting. It's a milestone that we should recognize as actual success, even though there's probably still work to be done, right? There's never enough kneading of the dough. And just know that you are headed in the right direction, that you will see your big waves coming soon. And when they arrive, you may not know exactly how to actually ride them, but being just ready and open and willing to learn. So it's like looking for the new relationship, the new client, that lucky break that's out on the horizon for the arrival, you know, that's imminent. So this is our energy being manifested, waiting for the results of those efforts and arrival of opportunity, and finally understanding our own personal ambitions, while at the same time, we're continuously improving and moving in the right direction. So that's progress. That's steady progress. It's being in the flow. So just kind of be expectant, be optimistic, and know that your dream is really on its way. It's on the horizon. And also being that this is number 3, it's fire, it's the wands. That's our beliefs. So what is it that you believe, or what is it your dreams or your wishes that you want to come true? So this is kind of like a wish card of our dreams, our beliefs. You know, I believe in miracles and I believe in magic, just saying. And also, Tina, if you are tuning in, we have for you, and actually for everyone, right? Because this is a collective. We have the Hierophant and 5. The number 5, it's our mind, it's our thoughts, it's the logical mind, the creative, intuitive mind. The steps there going up, right? And can you see that cool mandala at the top of the stairs? Super cool. So this is like searching for divine truth. We create this framework, if you will, the steps of our beliefs that help us to expand our consciousness and ground our faith into this reality. So if you've been stuck in an old tradition, say, a structured way of acting or being that's no longer serving you, it's time to really just let all of that fall away or fade away in order to make space for a better version of you. So the Hierophant serves as kind of a gateway, if you will, between the source of the divine and the seeker. And so I would say be open to those new paradigms, new perspectives, and teachers in your life or mentors, and look to the patterns around you. You can also see sigils. There's some sigils by our little character there at the base of the stairs, and just striving to understand your own internal compass and know that while there is wisdom in the teachings of the mystics, the voice of our own heart is the voice, honestly, that matters the most, that clairaudient voice. So find the wisdom of the heavens within you. So this is like a lesson, a spiritual leader, a guide, a mentor, just finding enlightenment or awakening. It's in the service of spirit. So it might be formal education or training, or just shifting your paradigm. So, you are your own guru. The guidance that you need is rooted in your faith, your beliefs, and your own unique essence. So, that was just a super juicy message for today. Love all the messages, actually. But this is going to be super juicy too, because we're having a galactic super juicy day. But we have on the elemental highway, we have a Yin Metal Snake of a day, a Xin Si. So our day is what is known as a weekday master because it's born in the spring. The element of wood is really strong. Our month being yin wood, our day is clashing with it. So this would be like one of the parents is arguing or in conflict with our person. So our day, the authority figures, I guess. Weird things, but the yang water will polish up our day. However, it's also going to weaken because it's already weak. So it's like too much of a good thing. We got a lot of water and a lot of wood there, right? The stems and the branches, but a wet yin earth would make our day stronger. So it gets those resources or support. We actually need earth, really, but too much earth is going to bury our day. It's going to suffocate it. So people born under this day master, that's our main element, the yin metal. They're like gemstones. They're shiny, glittering metal. They embody precious stones. So imagine, if you will, jewelry or gold catching the light, bringing the spark, the illumination, the shiny things. Reminds me of the genies, actually. They have superior tastes in things. They feel as if they deserve the best. They radiate elegance and luxury. They're careful and really choosing the people they associate with. They love the spotlight. So people under this sign, the yin metal, they're not afraid of taking center stage. They're actually the ones who look forward to a way to receive that attention. So these people are attractive in both a physical and intellectual kind of sense. Even if they cave in a little bit with flattery, they often know when they're being played. They have this sensitivity behind this tough exterior, if you will. So they have a tendency to scare people off because they can be vocal with their anger, but in truth, they really care about others more than they let on because they're kind of selfless by nature, their innate nature. So these people, sometimes they appear stubborn, metal, but they put on this higher premium of relationships, what that looks like. So if they have sufficient reason to, they will give in and stand down, but their minds are really wired to think differently, which is awesome. So that's one thing about yin metal that's very impressive, really. It's the way that they come up with these impeccable solutions to problems. So they come up with ideas that are unique, but also doable, making them just great assets in their field. But this is mental agility. Reminds me of the solar plexus kind of coming in. It comes with a price, often because these people are moody. They have this affinity for luxury, those things that appear luxurious, shiny, right? Because they're the lovers of luxury. So they always want the best that the world has to offer. So they're actually kind of predisposed to greed. They're being materialistic, given this nature. So they can be tagged oftentimes as the gold diggers. I kind of see Anna Nicole Smith in a weird way. But when it's kept under control, they can serve as a motivation to actually do more. But their self-image is very important. They'll do what they can to ensure that their reputation isn't going to be dragged through the mud in any way. They literally are the vainest, kind of the cleanest element of all, the shiny penny. Just willing to make even the wrong decisions just to protect that self-image. They have this tendency to make emotional choices. So people under this sign can be so emotional at times that their logic is blinded by their feelings, leading them to make choices based on their emotions. So when they're faced with choices that they can't really grasp completely, they might feel lost. So if that's the case, they have to act on their instincts, which actually works really well for them because their gut feelings often lead to good choices, the solar plexus, right? The mental acuity. So they feel more confident, they receive compliments, but in the same note or the opposing sign, when they're humiliated, they won't let go of that easily. Even though they try to hide it, these people become weak when they lose their confidence in themselves, when they're criticized. So they have a desire to look attractive physically and even mentally. So they thrive on being stylish. They want to look attractive, not mainly for having a pretty face, but mostly for looking chic and trendy. They feel the need to establish a personal brand, if you will. So if they can achieve that physically, they try to make up for it through their mental expertise as well. So people belonging to this frequency, this energy, they flaunt literally what they have because they're naturally talented. They're not afraid to show the world. So what they can do, they bask in that attention. So having their praise, other people praise them for what they're doing, that's kind of their audience, their playground. So it actually helps these people feel more confident about themselves. So they're more of talkers than doers, despite how good they are at conveying their ideas. They often require the courage. Metal is also courage, right? Courage to do what actually needs to be done. They're actually delicate by nature, but you can count on them, or you cannot count on them actually, to follow through. So they can jump from one choice to another. Kind of feels a little superficially, kind of floating through the aisles, I guess. Especially they can't make decisions because they're refining everything, right? So especially if there are several good options that they can choose from. So they're more suited for activities which involve talking or presenting. They're not really great at technical or organizational stuff. That's where they might need some help. But because our day is weak, we have a weak day master today. It's going to need more metal element for balance. Earth on some occasions can provide that strength, but only if water is available, which we do have that. And dry and hot earth is going to make the metal brittle, so it might break. So there's a balance there. Pure water without much earth is going to make it shine, be bright, which is actually favorable considering it's the main element's desire is to shine. Sorry, Diddy was at my feet there. But yeah, we want to have a shiny day here. So again, representing the fine jewelry, precious stones, and metals. The most important element for them is the yang water, which can make them shine. And the earth element combined with the water is kind of create that opposing effect in a way. But they also react very well with yang fire. So together with the fire, the yang fire, which we've got the snake there, this combination is very sensual, which we have, you know, right below us, the snake. So if this was a chart I was reading, it'd be like, oh boy, it'd be that glittering, shimmering dance between yang fire and yin metal. And there are many combinations that can happen within a birth chart, each representing just different special features and characteristics and different traits. However, what's cool is none of them are more sensual or attractive for the public eye than a combination of those two, the yang fire and the yin metal. So this common theme for both of these elements is they tend to seek attention. Yang fire likes to be the center of attention, the sun, providing sunshine and warmth to the surrounding planets and the galaxy. So this won't work if yang fire is weak. If that was the case, it might lack the necessary energy to affect people with that glimmering dance. Where yin metal likes to shine, it likes to be like a diamond, a golden ring, just shimmering. Being exposed to the sunlight or the spotlight, under the spotlight, that gives them satisfaction. But if yin metal is dirty, it may be, like for example, like if there was any wet yin earth nearby, the effect becomes lessened because our day needs water to keep it clean in order to shine, which is one of their main purposes, right? Is to shine. They want to be shiny. But when these two elements meet, the yang fire and the yin metal, when they're right next to each other, they tend to combine. So a combination of elements can produce another element, which originally might not have even existed in the chart. So our yang fire provides light, gentle warmth to our day. So the process gives birth to the water element, making this our day very shiny, like a piece of high-class jewelry, basking in its purity, all its glory, its light, just impressing and mesmerizing the people around. So if water was beneficial for the overall chart, this would create this powerful galactic setup one that could bring in fame and money and power to the person. If I was reading a chart, but I'm talking about just the frequency of the day. So this combination gives that person the strong sensuality, sex appeal, the one-of-a-kind kind of charisma, which seems effortless to the people around them. They just naturally exude it. So most people are drawn to this radiation, right, of sensuality. So this combination is very suitable for those who are in show business, right? So there are dozens of entertainers, generally famous people, with this kind of chart. You know, and I've said this before, this is like Marilyn Monroe and John F. Kennedy. You know, there's another mesmerizing combination, believe it or not. Think of Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in A Star is Born, right? So this really represents the highest level of glamour or glamourine one can reach in the world. So there's absolutely nothing else that can match it. So it's this magical, mesmerizing kind of effect. So our day is possibly, it's craving some attention, wanting to be the center of attention. So we can show off our beauty, our brilliant minds. It's this intelligent people with this brilliant mind. So Yin Metal is very much related to that kind of trait. Stephen Hawking's, you know, the most brilliant scientist of our time, extremely strong Yin Metal energy. But Yin Metal people are also extremely sensitive. They don't handle any kind of dirt well either. So they kind of can get sick actually quite easily. Also on an emotional level, they're vain. They're not able to cope with negative feedback either. So that honest kind of criticism might rip the rug out from underneath them. So these kinds of things can really crush them emotionally. That was kind of a tangent, right? But also Angelina Jolie, Clint Eastwood, Daniel Craig, James Franco. Not with the yang fire element so much, but if you were a Yin Metal person and you connected with a yang fire, that charisma too, but at a different frequency. But we could use water today, or metal, or both. Our snake on the day is the birth of fire, so it is feeding the element right next to it, right? The rabbit is feeding the snake, is what I'm trying to say, which creates the earth. Hopefully it can burst on through there. So we have wet earth. That would be great to be creative. Create an otherworldly offering, crystals in the water, say surrounded by stones in a circle, or a sigil. The seed sounds are in the show notes as well if you need assistance with them. But the sound of silence, I prefer for the third eye, the sound of silence, but you can Om if you want. And an affirmation for the day. You know, I used to bring in the stones for the day and the herbs, but I do have some free downloads with info of those as well. Just at the moment, I'm recalibrating the elemental one, but it's there as well. But I would be mindful of how you treat yourself today. Be like that shiny penny. Have courage. These are mineral and metal items too. So it's like the shiny penny, the shiny, anything kind of shiny and sparkly and glistening. But I would affirm that I am in my light, moving forward with courage. That's a metal frequency. Being that it's the spring, even bursting forward towards that optimistic growth. And hell, you know, I almost forgot that we have the magician today, the wands. So we have the juice, really. So affirm what your heart desires. I would bring in the Hierophant as well, that divine staircase, allowing the divine to shine the light down upon us. Make it a shiny, sparkly day. Do something to treat yourself better or higher, or whatever that is for you, you know. Get a pedicure. For me, you know, it might even just be washing my hair. I don't know, just kidding. But thanks for joining me today. And as always, I will see you on the other side. Blessings to you. InShalla. And Ashe. I just love saying that out loud.